Good morning, guys. The end of the Ashes 2025-2026. Australia wins the Ashes 4-1. As everybody knows, we already had decided the Ashes even before the Boxing Day test when Australia went up 3-0. But there was still some interest in how the end of the series went. So basically, England got one back at the Boxing Day, and then Australia now scampers to victory on the fifth day in the Sydney Test match. Once again, the big story out of the fifth Test match, Usman Khawaja, you know, ends his career for Australia. Didn't score a lot of runs, but got a lot of respect from Ben Stokes and the English team. England obviously will be disappointed, but they might have found a new star in Jacob Bethel. He scored 154. Once again, that's a very, very good knock, even in a losing circumstance. Remember, this guy's now already played 6 Test matches, and this was his breakout century. So let's see, if England keeps him at number 3. Remember, there's a lot of things for England to do going forward. Brandon McCullum came out, the coach of the England team, and said that Bazball might need some tweaks. Obviously, it's very clear that with Zach Crawley and Ben Duckett struggling throughout the Ashes, Zach Crawley had a couple of good innings. Ben Duckett didn't have many good innings at all. And then Harry Brooks, another player who we were expecting big things out of, didn't do much in Australia. Joe Root had a couple of centuries, but unfortunately in front of Mitchell Starc, Scott Boland, Michael Nesser, and company, they were just basically crushed. So 4-1, Australia wins the series. What's ahead for Australia after Usman Khawaja's retirement? Travis Head, I think he's going to be a full-time opener. Jake Weatherall showed what he can do, even though he didn't have many big knocks either. Marnus, welcome back to form. Steve Smith obviously still keeps on scoring runs. And then I think Alex Carey is obviously the all-time keeper now for Australia. He's replaced Gilchrist as one of the best Australian keepers since Gilchrist. As far as Cameron Green is concerned, I think Cameron Green is going to have a tough go. Bo Webster in this fifth Test showed that he could outperform Cameron Green. So there's definitely going to be issues there. And then getting to the awards, player of the match for the fifth Test match was Travis Head, but surprisingly, player of the series was Mitchell Starc. I personally thought, even though I know Mitchell Starc took a lot of wickets in the series, I think 30 plus wickets, I thought that the player who would get the man of the series was Travis Head, because he was a real difference between the two teams. He single-handedly was taking England out of the game. Every time he came into bat, he was scoring runs at such a quick rate that it was impossible for England to keep up. Even in this Test match, the fifth Test, Travis had 163 or 166 balls. Then when the chase starts, once again, 29 of 35 balls. This guy just right on top. He kept on scoring runs and kept England at bay throughout the series. But either way, that is done now. So Ashes done and dusted. Australia has retained the Ashes 4-1. We move forward to the World Cup now. Lot of bilateral series in between now and the World Cup, especially for T20s. But once again, those are going to be interesting. There's going to be a lot of cricket. India and New Zealand are playing starting Sunday. I think they're going to play 3 ODIs and 5 T20s. So New Zealand and India will tune up that way. Pakistan is playing Sri Lanka currently. As soon as Pakistan is done playing Sri Lanka, I've heard Australia is coming to Pakistan to tune up for the World Cup. So, we're going to have a lot of different series, and I think West Indies is going to South Africa to play a few games. So every team is going to, get ready for the T20 World Cup now, which I think is going to be the biggest T20 World Cup ever, with 20 teams participating. There's a lot of issues still to be resolved. I think the main issue to be resolved now is what's going to happen with Bangladesh. Remember, Bangladesh had threatened not to play any of their games in India. ICC came back, which is controlled by India, saying, hey, listen, you don't play, you forfeit the points. So let's see, how Bangladesh responds now, or is there a conciliatory tone ahead of this tournament. So there's a lot of controversies going into this tournament too, along with being the biggest tournament in T20 history with 20 teams. So a lot of things to look forward to. We will be back tomorrow with another update. Thank you guys. Have a great day.